Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel A Twist of Gem. I'm doing a homemade pasta dish today. I want to first start off by shouting out all the home cooks, chefs, and foodies who make homemade pasta on the regular. I haven't made homemade pasta in a long time and forgot how difficult it is. Now, once you get the technique down, it may feel easy and it's not a huge thing. But let's put some respect on all those who make homemade pasta on a regular. It is truly an art form, and you have to be a patient person to get these results. I'm serious, this is art. Like how a painter uses paint on a canvas. I have a long way to go to feel like I'm a master of homemade pasta, and only practice makes perfect. So the next time you order homemade pasta from your favorite restaurant, just take a moment to realize all the hard work that really goes into it. Just think back to the times where there was no pasta machines, no KitchenAids with attachments. People were just making and shaping pasta by hand. Now there is the pasta guitar, which is called shatara, that was used to cut pasta. You would place the sheets of pasta on top of the strings and use a rolling pin to cut the pasta. The shatara is thought to come into play around the 1800s or even before. There were writings dating back to 1st century AD about pasta. The world is so consumed with quick, fast, instant results. Sometimes we forget the origins of food and how people used the two best utensils in the olden times, your two hands. I hope this video inspires and shows how with just a few ingredients and tools, you can create a masterpiece from your own two hands. Let's go, come with me. For this recipe, you will need 3 large eggs, half a tablespoon of olive oil, 2 cups of flour, and half a teaspoon of salt. I am using a pasta machine as well. If you don't have a pasta machine, you could roll the pasta sheets by hand using a rolling pin, but it will take quite some time to achieve what the pasta machine would do. Take the flour and spread it out on a clean surface. I'm using my large cutting board, and make a nest. Some call this a volcano. Slowly add the eggs to the center of the nest. Then add the salt and the olive oil. Gently start to mix the eggs with a fork. Slowly start to add the flour into the eggs. Now at this stage, go slow, slow, slow. This is the second time I had to do the nest. The first time was disastrous. I might include the clip to show what not to do. Also, I purchased some dried pasta with the thought that this could go really bad and that I would have some dried pasta just in case it did. You could do that as well as a backup. Note to self: don't wear crystal beads when making fresh pasta. Be patient and continue to incorporate the flour into the eggs. It will eventually form into a dough. Scrape the sticky dough off of your fingers and continue to add the flour to the dough. Once a ball has formed, you can go ahead and set the dough aside and wash off your cutting board. Place some flour on your board and knead the dough for 8 to 10 minutes. You could put the dough in your mixer with the hook attachment if you don't want to knead the dough by hand. If the dough feels sticky, add a little flour and continue to knead. If the dough is too dry, sprinkle your fingers with a little water and incorporate it into the dough. After kneading the dough, press a finger into it. It should bounce back. If it doesn't, that means you need to knead the dough more. Shape the dough into a ball. Wrap the dough in some plastic wrap and let rest for 30 minutes. Sprinkle a little flour on the dough. Cut the dough into 4 pieces. Flatten the dough some and roll the dough through the pasta machine on level 1 a few times. Then do the same with changing the levels to 2 and 3. On levels 4, 5, and 6, you can run the pasta through once or twice if you like. If the pasta feels a little sticky, add a little flour. You can fold the dough in half and run it through the machine. The point in using the pasta machine and running the dough through the different levels is to achieve a thin pasta sheet. Once you have ran the pasta through the different levels, put a little flour on both sides of the pasta and place it on a sheet with some parchment paper, and continue with the other 3 pieces of dough. To cut the pasta, you can use the attachment that comes with your pasta machine. My attachment makes fettuccine and tagliolini, or you can cut the pasta by hand. I cut mine in the thickness of pappardelle, which is a wide, flat pasta. Fold the pasta in half 3 times. You can trim off the ends. Then cut the pasta into about 5 pieces. The cuts should be about maybe half an inch. Unravel the pasta, then coil the pasta into itself and place some plastic wrap on it so that it doesn't dry out. My pasta already had a lot of flour on it, but if your pasta doesn't, you want to make sure you sprinkle a little flour on each piece before you coil it so that the pasta doesn't stick to the other cut pieces. The pasta is a beautiful color, right? It's because of the eggs. The more eggs you use, the richer the color of the pasta will be. Stay tuned. I will show you what dish I made with this pasta. Fresh pasta is meant to be used the same day you make it. Also, fresh pasta cooks very fast. It only needs about 1 to 2 minutes. There are so many different types of pasta you can make. If you are interested, look online. There are about 300 different types of pasta. The shapes are endless. If you want to start out, I suggest doing the pappardelle since it's easy, but explore and find out how your favorite pasta is shaped and made. If you are going to make a homemade pasta, I suggest you start early in the day. It's not something you want to rush. Take your time. Let me know if you have tried to make pasta before and what kind did you make. Until the next time, be patient and you will get some great results. Peace from a twist of Jim. Here's the clip of the first attempt of doing the volcano. I think the volcano was too high. When I did it the second time, the volcano was lower. Don't do any of this that you see in this clip. It was a disaster. Here's some fun facts about pasta. The history of pasta can be traced through many cultures and continents, from China to Greece to Italy, reaching back at least 3000 BC. One of my favorite pastas is ravioli. Ravioli means little turnips. Fillings differ depending on the region of Italy you are in. In Rome, the filling is made with ricotta, spinach, nutmeg, and black pepper, while on the island of Sardinia, ravioli is stuffed with ricotta and lemon rind. Most pasta is typically made from durum wheat flour. Farfalle comes from the northwestern region of Lombardy in Italy. Farfalle is translated to bow tie. The pasta is best served with tomato and basil. National Pasta Month takes place in October.